Hey everyone, welcome back to OMG Top 10. Planet Earth is one of the most mysteriously amazing places in the entire universe. While we seem to be really comfortable here on Earth, it is not always the case. Earth's atmosphere has a destructive side to it as well, and we get to see this destructive side quite often. Throughout history, there have been a number of huge storms on Earth that have caused devastation on a massive scale. Some storms are believed to be so big that they ended up destroying entire civilizations. Luckily, our civilization has not encountered such a megastorm yet. Still, there have been a number of wild storms that caused massive destruction during recent decades. In today's video, we will be taking a look at some of the wildest storms caught on camera. These hurricanes and tornadoes not only caused widespread damage to housing and infrastructure, they also claimed thousands of lives and many of them destroyed entire regions. Now, before we reveal these unbelievably wild storms, make sure to subscribe to the channel and to press the bell. Alright, now without any further ado, let's take a look at the top 10 wildest storms caught on camera. Number 10. Hurricane Camille. Hurricane Camille was the second most intense tropical cyclone to ever hit the United States. This devastating storm started on August 14th and lasted till August 22nd, 1969. Within a couple days after it started, it had already become a Category 5 hurricane. This wild storm gained steam over the Gulf of Mexico before charging into the states of Mississippi and Virginia. Winds blowing at an incredible speed of 175 miles per hour wreaked havoc throughout the two states. The hurricane flattened nearly everything along the coast of Mississippi. It caused additional devastation through flooding while crossing the Appalachian Mountains of Virginia. Hurricane Camille killed more than 259 people and caused damage of more than $1.42 billion. It was without a doubt one of the wildest storms to have ever been caught on camera. Number 9. Hurricane Maria. Hurricane Maria was another insanely wild and deadly storm that devastated the Caribbean countries of Dominica, St. Croix, and Puerto Rico. The storm formed on September 16, 2017 and dissipated on October 2, 2017. With winds of more than 175 miles per hour, heavy rains and flash floods brought on by the storm, Hurricane Maria claimed more than 3,059 lives and caused more than $91 billion worth of damage. In some areas, the floodwaters were waist-high and often sewage-ridden. Infrastructure was completely destroyed in many areas. This made the relief and rescue efforts quite difficult. Hurricane Maria is considered to be the costliest storm in Puerto Rican history. Number 8. Hurricane Mitch. Hurricane Mitch formed on October 22, 1998 and dispersed on November 9th. It was one of the deadliest Atlantic hurricanes in history. This insane hurricane destroyed the Central American countries of Honduras and Nicaragua. The Category 5 hurricane had winds blowing at 180 miles per hour, and one of its unique features that resulted in extreme devastation was the fact that it moved very slowly. Wherever this massive storm went, it brought huge amounts of rain, causing flooding on a massive scale. Hurricane Mitch took lives of more than 11,000 people and caused damage of more than $6 billion. Nicaragua and Honduras were the most affected countries from the storm. Belize, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Jamaica, Mexico, Panama, and the United States were the other countries that were affected by this hurricane. Number 7. Typhoon Nina. From July 30, 1975 to August 6, 1975, China saw one of the wildest storms to have ever been recorded on camera. This tropical cyclone featured winds up to 155 miles per hour. The typhoon brought with it severe rainfalls that resulted in massive flooding. One of the greatest tragedies brought as a result of this typhoon was the collapse of the Banqiao Dam. More than 229,000 people died as a result of this typhoon and the collapsing of the dam. In addition, millions of people lost their homes and livelihoods. The storm caused damage of more than $1.2 billion. Number 6. Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina was a devastating Category 5 tropical cyclone that hit the United States from August 23, 2005 to August 31, 2005. Like other hurricanes, this massive hurricane caused widespread damage in more than one way. Firstly, the winds blowing at speeds of more than 175 miles per hour destroyed anything in their paths in the states of Florida, Mississippi, and Louisiana. Heavy rainfalls caused flooding in various urban settlements. The city of New Orleans was particularly affected by the hurricane. Transportation and communication systems were destroyed in the city. Lack of relief efforts within the first few days of the hurricane resulted in massive chaos and panic. The storm also resulted in some major oil spills and environmental damage. In total, more than 1,800 people lost their lives due to Hurricane Katrina and the chaos that followed. It was also one of the most destructive storms ever in terms of economic damage. According to estimates, the storm destroyed properties and infrastructure worth more than $125 billion. Number 5. The Iran Blizzard. The Iran blizzard was the deadliest snowstorm in history. Iran is generally not the place where you would expect heavy snowfalls. However, back in February 1972, a week-long period of extremely low temperatures and severe snowstorms that lasted from February 3 to February 9 resulted in the deaths of more than 4,000 people. Entire towns and villages were buried under a 3-meter-high layer of snow. Many people froze to death. Road networks were completely paralyzed, and communication networks were destroyed. The snowstorms resulted in a couple of massive avalanches as well. More than 8,000 people were reportedly buried under these avalanches. Number 4. Daulatpur Saturya Tornado. Another extremely wild storm was recorded on camera back in 1989 in Bangladesh. Known as the Daulatpur Saturya Tornado, this tornado touched down near the Daulatpur area in the Maninganj district on April 25, 1989. The tornado caused tremendous damage across an area of more than 58 square kilometers. It continued to destroy houses and anything that came in its path in Daulatpur, and then moved to the area of Saturya. The tornado featured winds blowing between 210 and 260 miles per hour. It killed more than 1,300 people and left a long path of destruction. This was such a wild storm that it completely annihilated anything that came in its path. So much so that the only thing left in the crowded towns after the tornado were the skeletons of the trees. Number 3. Hurricane Sandy. Although Hurricane Sandy was a Category 3 storm, it still wreaked quite a lot of havoc across the US and other North American countries. In October 2012, the storm first made landfall in Cuba, then moved towards the coast of the northeastern United States. It was the second largest Atlantic hurricane on record, as its wings spanned more than 900 miles. It caused devastation in several countries, including the US, Jamaica, Cuba, and Bahamas. This massive storm claimed 233 lives and caused economic damage of more than $68 billion. Number 2. Hurricane Harvey. Hurricane Harvey was a devastating Category 4 hurricane that had wind speeds up to 130 miles per hour. This destructive hurricane made landfall on the U.S. states of Texas and Louisiana in August 2017. It proved to be one of the costliest hurricanes of all time. Many areas of Texas and Louisiana saw more than 40 inches of rain, causing unprecedented flooding. The hurricane displaced thousands of people and claimed the lives of more than 100 people. Hurricane Harvey caused widespread damage that was estimated to be worth more than $125 billion. This puts Hurricane Harvey almost equal to the Hurricane Katrina in terms of economic loss. Number 1. Bola Cyclone. Bola was one of the wildest and one of the most devastating cyclones ever. This massive cyclone formed over the Bay of Bengal in Asia on November 3, 1970. It struck what used to be known as East Pakistan, which is now Bangladesh. The cyclone reportedly had winds blowing at 150 miles per hour. Many of the offshore islands were completely destroyed. Entire villages were wiped out. Crops were annihilated throughout the region. The area of Upazila in Tazmudin was the most affected area. More than 45% of the entire population of the area was killed by this insane storm. There were more than 500,000 fatalities as a result of Bola cyclone. With that, we have come to the end of today's video. We hope you enjoyed it. Do thumbs up the video and subscribe to the channel as well. We will see you guys in the next one. Till then, goodbye.